Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, October 6th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. And we should be on our way. It's good. So, all right, guys, morning, everybody. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a couple of things here to check real quick. Let me start by marking up liquidity over here. So let's go mark this up real quick because it's 6:25 and we don't have really that much time. I'm going to go from the 1 hour, guys, or I'll start from the 4 hour actually, and I'll go down because I don't think we're really going to get, obviously all these high level ones. So let me go over here. Higher high, higher high. Lower levels right here. On down to the 2 hour. So we got all these levels here that have not gotten hit yet. I don't really expect them to get hit. Or they might get hit today because today's NFP, if you guys saw the big dump today, it's a huge dump in price based off the news. The news was pretty mixed though, so it wasn't just negative news. NFP was actually positive. The negative news was like the unemployment rates and stuff like that. So I'll take a quick glance at that as well. But for the most part, a lot of the news that came up was pretty much, it was pretty mixed. It was positive and negative. So it's a little difficult to see, where price is likely to go. I think price may be, it may push back up and then eventually it'll come all the way back down. So looking at this right here, we have the closest level of liquidity up here at 33,410 and the other level down here at 33,021. So this is the closest level for buy. They're both not good levels. They're like risky levels because they're in red. So just keep that in mind. But those are the two levels of liquidity right there that are closest to current price. You guys can see a lot of liquidity here is not really showing because of this big spike right here based off the NFP news. So All right, guys, market's gonna open shortly. So going back over here real quick, yeah, NFP news is right here at 5:30. So basically all the news events here at 5:30. Non-farm payroll private, non-farm payroll public, it was positive. Unemployment rate was negative. So it's a pretty mixed bag, but I think price will correct back up. So it'll probably correct back up initially, and then it'll come back down once it's done correcting. So we got news over here at so let's see, 350, 530, and 6. Let me see that 350, 530, and 6. So some random news over here, used car sales. 350, which was right there, pretty irrelevant. 530, of course, which was NFP. And then 6 o'clock, which was kind of irrelevant too. Is right there. So our market news right there. Coming up as well, we have news at 7 o'clock, and that's pretty much it. And we have the Fed speaking at 9. We got news coming up over here at 7 o'clock, and that's pretty much it for the day. All right, guys, at 6:28. Good morning, everybody. Looks like majority of you guys are here. So today is Friday, October 6th. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:28 right now. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. We've marked up pretty much all the news for today. You guys can see the big spike here from NFP. So just be a little careful with your entries again, guys. It is NFP week. Today is actual NFP. Big spike right here. I'm probably expecting price to maybe fill the rest of this candle and then maybe take a dump back down eventually when it comes time. So I'm not going to take any of this. Well, I'm probably not going to take any of the speculative moves. So I'm probably not going to take the breakout V2. I'm not going to take the momentum pullback scalp, or sorry, I'm not going to take the momentum counter scalp, the breakout V2, because those are just testing strategies. It's not really the day to take those types of strategies. I will be looking for momentum pullback scalps, and I'll also be looking for the high-low scalp V2. So pretty much those two strategies are the main ones I'm going to be looking for. However, we'll be documenting trades as we continue along. So I'll be documenting the trades here on the spreadsheet, but I'm going to be careful about these here. So I'm probably not going to take momentum counter scalp, probably not going to take breakout V2, probably not going to take intraday scalp on open, but I will be taking the high-low scalp V2 if I do see it. So got this one over here ready for that. Trend is currently bullish, so I'll just have this marked up right there. You know, one thing that I started to notice that it's very useful on the 5-minute as well. So I'll just take a look at the 5-minute here. The 5-minute rules are a little different. They're not as strict because they're on a higher time frame. So I'll just keep this open here and we'll take a look at both of them. I'll have the 1 minute here and I'll have the 5-minute over here just to go back and forth. But all right, guys, market is now open. So here we go here. Where the first strategy we're probably going to look for would be the breakout V2. Again, I don't plan on taking it, but if I do take it, I'll let you guys know. Odds of me taking it are very unlikely, though. I'm not here to take any risky trades today. I had a pretty good week so far, so I'm gonna take it easy. We have a pending sell signal right here. If the sell signal here closes, then we have a possibility of looking for a sell. If we get 2 green candles, though, that's going to be an entry for a buy for the breakout V2. So a couple things here to look for would be either a sell signal or 2 green candles. That's going to be the 2 main things to look for here. Here is our clean chart. I mean, it's going to be pretty impossible to mark up structure here, but I'll try to mark them up anyways. So we got all the structure pretty much got destroyed based off the NFP. So for our clean chart here, it's going to be a little difficult for me to draw structure. Let's draw previous structure here. But you guys can see where price is likely to maybe bounce from. All right, so there goes the clean chart. You guys got structure marked up. Here is the liquidity area. You can see price is very far from liquidity. It's nowhere near any of the levels. So we'll see what happens when price comes back down. Going back over here, we still don't have that sell signal. Price is attempting to come back down, but we definitely do not have that sell signal yet. And where I think the bounce might happen to come back down for a correction, I think it'll happen right here at the 400 mark. So I have this long-term trade that's kind of just sitting there. I think I'm going to use my my Top Step account. So I canceled one of my Top Step accounts because I have two of them. I've been getting charged for both of them for like the past 4 months. I haven't been using any of them. So I canceled one and I'm just using the other one for just these bigger moves, like basically an intraday move, because you have to close all your orders by a certain time. So it kind of sucks at turnover. So, all right, let's see who's here so far. Morning, Maria. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Marcin. Morning, Cern. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Dan. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said, dang, ATR is already at 21. Yeah, right now even at 25. So it's pretty high. Market just opened. This is going to be the norm for us. Volatility is going to be pretty high for us, moving forward. So that's a good thing. Higher volatility just going to translate to more opportunities for entry. So here goes a breakout V2 setting up right here, guys. Again, I don't plan on taking this trade here. If you guys do want to take it, feel free to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably not going to take this here because of just the pre-market move over here. The pre-market movement is just a little too crazy. So I'm going to sit back on this, but if you guys do want to take it, I'll mark it up right here. Might have to adjust the TP stop loss too, because the volatility is like super high right now. It's at 27. The TP stop loss for this is 25, so it's kind of close. Anyways, here goes the breakout V2 right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take it, I marked up, lined up for you guys right there. I'll follow it, but again, I'm not going to take it because whenever the market moves kind of crazy like this pre-market, it's a sign to stay out of the market until the market is stabilized. So if you guys do want to take it, it's running right now. Like I mentioned, the volatility is too high, so we might have to switch it to a 50-50 instead of a 25-25. And this is exactly why I decided not to take the trade, right? A lot of fake outs. So I didn't take the trade there. It's not an account. I'm just documenting this as the trade that came up today for the breakout V2. So hopefully you guys didn't take it. I try to warn you guys as much as possible not to take the trade. But again, I can't control everybody's accounts. So that trade came up right there at 633. It was for a buy. It's for a loss, negative 250, one. And I'm going to put it here, volatility, extremely high for NFP. Might need to adjust TP stop loss higher. Yeah, because you guys can see the volatility is super high. So I don't know if that 25 will really work. You might have to use like maybe 1,000, either 1,000 or even 500. It's just it's too tight with how the volatility. Like look at the ATR now; it's currently at 30. So it's like almost impossible for us to really mess with it. I mean, to have a 25 TP stop loss and then your ATR is higher than that, I mean, you're either going to get really lucky or you're going to get really unlucky. There's not going to be any breathing room. So other than that, that goes the breakout V2. I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count as an entry. Daniel's mentioning there was a high-low V2 at 615. So in order to have the high-low V2, Daniel, you'd have to have the trend confirmed. So the trend was actually bearish right here. So at 615, I see how you identify the pattern where price broke and closed past it, and then you have your entry right here. But the trend was actually bearish right here. You can see how the pivots are still down at the time of entry. I basically base everything off the red pivot. So if the red pivot's below all the other pivots, like right now, even though price is below it, I still consider this bullish. Right here, the red pivot was above all the other pivots. So this over here, I'd be considering it as a bearish trend. So you did identify the pattern properly, because price did break structure, came back down, faked out, and then swung up. But yeah, you'd have to confirm the trend first. Gotcha. Yeah, no, Daniel said, got it. I was thinking price was going to fill that huge drop. Yeah. So the thing with this strategy is you can use this pattern for other things too. You don't have to use it for this specific strategy. But if we're like tying it to the specific strategy, then yeah, we would have to like follow it directly. But yeah, that pattern works nice. The pattern's basically just a high low. It's like a continuation pattern. For me personally, I like trading it in the direction of the trend because obvious reasons, right? Trading the direction of the trend, you're probably it's gonna go in that direction. So, yeah, I mean, that was a good identification too. I would have looked at the same thing, Daniel, especially because if I saw this huge candle right here, you already know this candle is going to have to get filled at some point, right? Like it might not get filled right away right here, but this might just continue pushing back up and then getting filled further. So yeah, I agree with you too, Daniel. I would have done the same thing if that's what I was looking for. Like in some situations here, you can even take off like if you don't want to trade in the direction of the trend, this actually works better on the higher time frames, not necessarily on the one, because the one is it follows the trend very closely. But if you were to take this off and you were just to find the reversal, you could have done the same thing there as well. But I do think price is going to be bearish. Let's take a look at the overall bias for today. Okay, so there's no intraday scalp right here, guys. The trend meter is not red. If you get 2 green candles, that's going to be the momentum counter scalp. Again, I'm not looking to take that entry today. I'm looking for just the momentum pullback scalp and the high-low scalp V2. So let's take a look at today's overall bias. Retail sentiment. Let's take a look at that real quick. Retail sentiment is currently 65% long. This indicates that 65% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and sell, which goes hand in hand with what we're looking for here. So this is bearish, 65% short, long, fundamental bias. Guys, so if you get 2 green candles right here, if this candle is green, then this is going to be a momentum counter scalp. If you guys are looking to take that again, I'm not really looking to take those trades today because today's not necessarily the best day to take those risky type of trades. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're down 177 points, so obviously bearish as well. Negative. Short-term technicals, long-term technicals. I'm going to assume long-term is bearish. That's what it looks like. And we'll say short-term is bearish as well. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, it's bearish. So we have a very strong bearish bias for today. I'd probably be very careful looking for some buys. I know for some strategies it doesn't matter, but the bias here is so strong for a sell that I don't necessarily think looking for anything in the opposite direction is going to be worthwhile, unless you're taking a risky trade, of course, which I wouldn't really recommend. All right, so we have price kind of breaking below over here. So we do have the bearish trend. If price comes back up right here, this may be an entry for the high-low V2. Okay, so this may be an entry for a high-low V2 setting up right here. We do have a bearish trend. We just need to fake that after this. So we need the candle to close below, fake out above, and then go from there. Mark up these other levels right here. I think this one's already been broken. Yeah. All right, so what we're looking for here is we had a break and close past the structure. We're looking for price to come back up, close above the structure, and then from there we'll look for price to come back down. This might be it right here if you're watching it. You need to figure out how to set a pending order. What price is. I don't know how to turn on the prop. There we go. So the entry would be right there. I'd probably have to manually enter it because I don't know how to set these. Let me see if I can figure out how to do it. The pending order would be right here at 32.9. Let's see. Achieve view. Stop loss be at 32,962. 32,9. All right, so let me see if this here. Where I think I gotta sell stop. 32,9. That's been. Okay. So the entry would be right here at, well, if you're using futures, it would be at like 32,124. But if you're using MT4, it would be at 32, around 32,932, somewhere around there. So if this doesn't come back in the next couple candles, so let's say you came back up right here, if it doesn't come back within the 5 candles, then this would be canceled. So we'll see if this comes back down. If it comes back down, great. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. It's not a big deal. We're basically looking for it to come back down. Fill the order right here. And then come down further to TP, of course. So let's see. Maybe my orders and failed. I gotta get better at setting these pending orders, and I gotta get good at doing them quickly, because these sometimes the trades come up right away. Like it'll pull back, fake out, and then it'll come back on that next candle. So I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to do this quicker. But this here is a setup for the high-low scalp V2. Yeah, we don't have anything else set up right here right now. That's pretty much it. I'll start marking up levels over here as well on this chart. That's why I separated them a little bit, because the I mean, it's gonna be impossible for us to see anything if we do everything on this one chart. Let's see. Start off down here from the 20. Color that black. 30. And there's going to be so many levels here. It's all good though. So 60, 70, because the volatility is so high today that yeah, there's going to be a ton of levels right here. Let's see, price hasn't come down yet to fill it. I have to go back and check on that too. And the volatility right now is super crazy, guys. If you guys look at the volatility right now, it's spiking all over the place. All right, I think we might have to cancel that order because it doesn't look like it's going to fill. I'm back there in a second. $56. All right. I'll just leave it at that for now. There's too many levels right here. But with the volatility for today, it's just too crazy how it's moving. Let's go back to, okay, so the order never filled. It was like, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th candle right here. I'm not expecting it to fill, so I'm going to go and cancel my order on MT4. Wait. All right, so unfortunately, this order didn't fill, which is all good. We'll wait for the next one. So this high-low is now done with. This is the new one. And this, I mean, this is expected for NFP. This shouldn't be a surprise to us, this crazy movement. I was kind of excited for our first entry though. I was hoping this was going to come down, hit our entry, and then just go straight to TP, but it never filled. So it is what it is. Just got to wait for the next opportunity here. Price is still bearish, so You just gotta wait. You know, there's a momentum counter scalp that just came up right here too. I mean, obviously I didn't take the trade, but there was a counter scalp that came up. I mean, the candle is pretty huge though. So I'm just going to document this for the counter scalp. We're still documenting the trades, guys. It doesn't matter if it's a win or lose. That's the only way that we're going to be able to move forward with these strategies, because the data is what pretty much makes or breaks the strategy. So that entry came up at, let's see, 643. Again, all this crazy movement. It makes it very tricky. And it was also for a buy. It was against the bias. I probably wouldn't have taken it. Crazy movement. Session. To adjust TP stop loss higher. Yeah, so I'd be careful with any buys, guys, if you guys are looking to take any buys. If they come up for our momentum pullback scalp or for the, I mean, looking at the volatility right now, we might even have to increase the TP stop loss for the momentum pullback scalp, right? So we had price come down right here, retrace up, never filled, retrace up, too high. Actually, it would have filled right here. So looking at this right here, it looks like it would have filled when it came back down, hit TP. If we were to take a momentum pullback scalp right here, but it is very tight. So all right, price is coming right back down right here. We might have a setup for a momentum pullback scalp coming up. If we do get a sell signal, we'll also be looking for a high-low V2. Man, it looks like if I left that pending order from earlier, it looks like it might be filling soon. I'm not going to put it back up though. I already canceled it. But yeah, our pending order was right here. So if we would have left it there, I'm just really curious if it would have hit. I know it's not part of the strategy, but I'm just curious. It looks like it's going to hit though. So this was a previous pending order and it's now filled. I'm not in the position though, guys. I just wanted to follow it. Let's see where it was at. I'll just take it off. I'll put it back up later. So there's no confusion here. I don't want you guys to think we're in a position. Let me put this over here and let me put the criteria for the high-low scalp V2. So that's what we're looking for over here. And then on our main chart, we're looking for the momentum pullback scalp. What happened to our thing? Oh, there we go. So yeah, still bearish. So there's no entry for momentum pullback scalp yet. Reason for that's because price is above the momentum signal. So we need price to come down slightly, retrace, and continue down. Once we get a setup like that, then we'll take entry right there. And we'll go from there. But yeah, we don't have that yet. So you can take a look at the 5-minute. It's looking like a sell now on the 5. So I'll go back and forth between the one, like I'm basically going to go between these two for the high-low scalp V2. I'm probably not going to take the 5, but I am looking to, I want to document as well and see how it plays through. But other than that, there is nothing else here. So let's see. just a lot of back and forth movement. Here's a clean chart, as you guys can see. It's just ranging around this area. Let me see if there's new structure around here. There's one new structure right there. I'll make some adjustments. Once new structure is built for this session, I'll delete the older ones. We just don't have that yet. All right, so it looks like it's such a crazy movement right here. Just going back and forth. All right, I'm just going to delete this because that level is pretty much done with. We're looking for price to, okay, now price is closed below here. We need price. If you get a green candle that closes below this black line right here, then the entry is going to be right there at the 10 mark, or sorry, at the 20 mark. If it closes above, it's too close. So you wouldn't take a trade up here. You need it to be below this candle right here. So as far as, we need to go below this candle. I think the closest that we'll go to will be this level here, the 20. Anything below that's fine. Anything above it's too high. Let me measure price distance from here. Here's another problem. The problem here is that price is a bit overextended. It's almost at 1,000 pips. Let's see, Marston's asking about the high-low momentum. Yeah, we use the higher, the lower, low. Marston's. There's no high-low momentum scalps that have come up yet. I mean, either way, there wouldn't be one because there's not even a break and close past pivots 1 and 2. So like there's a momentum signal right here, but it's invalid. So it wouldn't qualify as an entry for a high-low momentum scalp. It'd have to be a valid momentum signal. So this is invalid, wouldn't count. This one right here, price already broken close past the pivots on the previous candle. So yeah, there's no high-low momentum scalp just yet. All right, so price is too high right here. As I mentioned, I need price to close below this black line. Since it didn't close, there's no entry here for a momentum pullback scalp just yet. We still got a lot of time, guys. It's 6:54. It feels like we've been on this session for a while now, but it's only been like, less than 30 minutes. So we still got a lot of time here to look for and wait for entries. And I prefer to wait anyways, because this, this crazy volatility right here, where price just keeps going back and forth, is not necessarily a good area to be trading in. I mean, you can see over here from the clean chart, it's in a big range right now. The range is pretty much between, well, this is the actual level, but price is pretty much ranging between this area right here and this area down here. So it's just a big, back and forth between this area here. And then we also have news coming up right here in about 5 minutes. So the news at 7 o'clock is for the inflation rate, year-over-year inflation rate, month-over-month. It's low impact, but it does have a big change. Not really a big change, but a slightly big. And then for month-over-month, it just moves over like 1/10 of a percentage point. All right, so prices come back down over here for the momentum pullback scalp. However, we do have news at 7 o'clock. So unfortunately, if we do get an entry from now until then, I'm probably going to hold off. I don't want to get caught in this news event, even though it's a low impact, it's still dealing with the inflation rate. So it's probably going to affect the market either way. Doesn't really matter if it's high or low. It just depends on like what type of news event it is. If it's inflation rate, it's going to go hand in hand with the NFP news today. And again, probably not going to be the best time to take entry or look for entry. All right, so we got price over here trying to get down below. It's not there yet. Right, so it attempted to get to that point there. Let's see, Maria said, I know it's news that affects the US dollar, but the Salvadorian economy is so minuscule that I think it has no impact on the Dow Jones, just like that of Ecuador. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Maria, 100%. I don't think it'll have much of an effect, but I'll still take it into consideration. For me personally, you don't have to. If you still want to take an entry and you see that news event coming up, and you know that it's not really a high impact, you're free to take whatever trades you guys like. But yeah, like what Maria said, she knows because of the flag, of course. And thanks for clearing that up yesterday. I was kind of confused why it was a different flag, but it makes sense now. So it's a different country, but their main currency that they use is the US dollar. So makes a lot of sense why the flag shows, but it still says US dollar. So we have a possible entry right here, guys. If you guys are looking to take the momentum pullback scalp, again, I'm not looking to take it myself, but if you guys are looking to take it, it would be at this level right here at the 30. It's too close to news, so I'm not looking to take it. There's a lot of pre-market news movement that may happen, but the entry is now currently active. If you guys are taking it, it looks like it's currently at break even, now in profit, and we'll see where it goes. So we're going to follow the entry, but I'm not in this position here. It's too close to news. I don't like taking trades close to news. You guys can see that there is some movement right here. Typically, I typically avoid trades 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after news, because typically that's when they have a reaction to the news event. They have a pre-news movement or post-news movement. Again, right here, you guys can see the increased volatility. It's not the type of trade that you want to be in. So I'm not in this position. I just marked it up for you guys. But this was the setup here. Price came down with the sell signal, retrace right here. The next level of entry would be right here at the 30 mark. And this is where the momentum pullback scalp would have happened if it wasn't so close to news. So, I mean, it's still running. You got close to stop loss right there, but it is still running. But again, I'm not in this position right here. There's just nothing for us to take right now. It's too close to news right now, and there's just nothing going on for the most part. Here is the clean chart. As I mentioned, price is just ranging between these areas right now. Not really too much to look at. Just a huge back and forth range. All right, so I'm gonna take this off right here. I don't want you guys to think that we're in the position. We do have news right here, but you guys can see the market was kind of flat over here and it started to push up right before news. This is why we typically don't want to trade 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. So between these periods right here is usually a dead zone. You don't want to trade around this area because you'll get this pre-market movement or pre-news movement, and then you'll get the movement after the news event has happened as well. So yeah, like what Maria said over here, she mentioned that the news event was low impact, so it's pretty minuscule. So like the US dollar, but you guys can see the increased volatility here. It doesn't really matter what, like even if it's a small impact on the economy, it's still going to affect the economy like one way or another. Because the thing is, they import export from those countries, right? So if the inflation rate goes up, it affects a lot of other things. It's not just the dollar amount; it's a lot of other things that are taken from that country. So yeah, exactly what William said. News is news. So I stay away from news regardless, whether it's high impact, low impact, any type of news event. I don't trade if it's happening around that period. So I got news marked up right there. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And we'll see if we have any other entries from here. But you guys can see this candle right here is it's a pretty nasty candle. Kind of came down, came back up, came back down. And there's a huge wick right there from so let's see, the size of that candle right there from the news event was, let's see, it was pretty decent. It was like 300 pips. So 30 points or 300 pips, whatever you want to consider it. There goes the news candle right there. I think that's all the news for today. We have Fed Waller speaking at 9 o'clock, but he's just going to confirm the stuff that was released today for the NFP. So we won't be trading at that time at 9 o'clock, but that is when he plans to speak. Anyways, back to our analysis here. So I need price to come back down. You see right here where this level is. So I need price to be below this level right here. So I need price to come down slightly. Retrace up and continue down lower. And that's going to be the setup for the momentum pullback scalp. It hasn't pulled down far enough. It needs to come down a little bit more. So let's check the news event real quick. It still hasn't loaded. We'll come back to it. Actually, let me go back there. Yeah, still hasn't loaded yet. All right, so we got some, we got some levels right here. Yeah, there's not really much for us to look at right now, guys. I mean, we're just waiting for this to come back down. It's just ranging around this area now where it is currently. So you guys see the range right here? It's just ranging around this area. I'll take this off. There's no other levels here. So it's just going back and forth between this area right here. It looks like it's going to be setting up for a breakout at some point. So eventually it's going to break out of this area and come lower, or it's going to break above and come back to opening price. Right? There's just two different scenarios here that'll play out. Price either breaks down lower, breaks up, goes back to opening price. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Price is now back down below. So it looks like the first setup that we might have would be a momentum pullback scalp. Otherwise, if price does drop back lower, we might have an entry here for a high-low scalp V2. So I'll be watching for both. All right, so we're either looking for a green candle or we're looking for price to break and close past the structure right here. So I'm going to go back between these two charts. This is for the momentum pullback scalp. This is going to be for the high-low scalp V2. If we get a pullback right here, this may be a possible entry for a momentum pullback scalp. All right, we got 30 seconds left on this candle. Let's take a look at sentiment. Sentiment 66% long, so we're definitely looking for sells today. Fundamentals are obviously still bearish. This is right here, stocks fall Friday as treasury yields climb following strong job reports. All right, so the momentum pullback scalp, if you guys are looking to take it, it's going to, never mind. It has to close green. So we'll see how this candle here closes. All right, so the entry for the momentum pullback scalp, if you're looking to take it, will be right here at the 20 mark. If it pulls back down, so if this becomes another red candle, it resets. So, I mean, it looks like it's going to close red. So this is going to be a little tough because these strategies kind of overlap sometimes. So sometimes this will overlap. You'll have the same entry point on this one with this one. So we'll have to like go back and forth between the two. So if this candle here closes red, which it looks like it's going to, this whole setup resets and then you look for the next green candle. So if this closes red, then you have to look for the next green candle and then look for the closest level for entry. However, if it doesn't, the entry is still available right here. This candle has about 12 seconds left on it. Hasn't closed yet. All right, so unfortunately for here, you have to look for the next retracement. So again, you're looking for the next green candle. This is no longer the entry at the 20 mark. Now you have to wait for it to retrace back again. And wherever from there, that's going to be the closest level for entry. So no entry there and still no entry here for the high-low scalp V2. Yeah, Rashida said it's getting close to liquidity. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's on its way to liquidity down here. So if it continues to climb down, because you can see the climb started right here. So if it continues to climb down, target price point is going to be liquidity. That's where it's aiming for. So that's where to look for if you're looking for price to go to a certain area. So sells here look pretty fine. All right, we have a setup over here that might be setting up. We're going to be using this first level up here. Price broke and closed below it. Now we're looking for the retracement up here. Basically the fake out. And then if it comes back down, that's going to be the entry point. All right. So yesterday, if you guys remember the example, we had one candle that broke past like 3 different levels. So those are separate. For this one right here, there's actually a couple other ones that are running. So if price continues to drop lower, and this is a new candle, the next level is going to be down here. So see how this candle right here only broke past this one? That one's used for this specific entry point. This candle right here, if it breaks below even lower, it's either going to be this entry point or this entry point right here. Yeah, this thing's dumping like pretty heavy. Okay, so this right here is still technically useful. This one right here is not going to be used. Or actually, no, sorry. This is going to be the level right here. And this gets kind of confusing. So there's 2 different entries that are currently running right now. There's one right here where this candle pulled back. If it doesn't fake out, then this one's no longer useful. This one over here is being used, not this one. Okay, guys, I just want to make sure that's clear because this is the closest one to it. So this is the first, this is the first level that this candle broke past. So you need to see the fake out happen right here. So there's 2 different entries that are currently running alongside each other. There's this one. And there's this one, basically 2 different levels where price can fake out and come back down. And then if it comes down lower, there's going to be another one right here. So there's basically 3 entries that are running. I would recommend just taking one of them. I know some people like to stack orders, but for the most part, I'd probably recommend just taking one of them. So let's see where this ends up going up from here. All right, so there's a momentum pullback scalp right here. I don't know if anybody caught it. It happened super quickly. It looks like it's already going to hit TP. So this pullback right here happened. Entry would happen right there at the 70 mark. I'll come back to that in a little bit. But yeah, that's the entry right there for the momentum pullback scalp. It just happened super quickly. I wasn't able to even look at it. And yeah, looks like it's about to hit right there, TP. So it's kind of tough going back and forth between the levels because you're going to miss one of the entries if you're looking at the other. It's too late to enter that. I wouldn't say, if you're not in the position, I wouldn't take it. And if you're not comfortable with it, I would just pull out of it and profit. I mean, it looks like it pretty much hit already. Yeah, full TP. So unfortunately, I missed this entry right here. I was looking at the high level scalp V2, but if you guys are looking for the momentum pullback scalp, this was the entry right here. Price over here, price over here pretty much came down, retraced right here, and it came through on the other end. All right, so this right here is already played through. You have to look for another momentum signal at that point. So this one's already done with, guys, full TP on that momentum pullback scalp. Unfortunately, I missed the trade because I was looking for this entry over here for the high-low scalp V2. There may be a high-low scalp V2 coming up right here in a bit. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the candle comes up on this candle or the next one, we'll look for the correction back to the downside. Yeah, Rashida said, I really want this buy signal to close. Yeah, same here. I want the retracement to confirm because until we get that retracement, I mean, we really don't have anything else to look at, right? So yeah, the buy signal would be good because it would confirm the retracement. So this level up here, guys, is done with. This candle right here broke past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no entries right there. So we're now looking at this one right here. So right here, this is the first candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth candle. This candle has to break and close above this level right here. If it doesn't break and close past the level, then this level is no longer useful. We now have to look for the next one. So it's basically all we're looking for right here is for this level, for this candle to close above the level, and then you may have opportunity to take the sell for the high-low scalp V2 right there. Yeah, what it looks like. If I can get to the level there. Oh, there's 32. 32,892. Yeah, it's probably not going to come back down. I don't think it's going to come back down from where it's at. Now, what a crazy market right here. Let's see if I can maybe put this pending order in 32. 922. 32. 862. Let's see if this works. Fuck. Sorry, my math here sucks. 32.8. Okay, I think I got it right. Let's see. All right, so Maddie's asking the entry has to fill within 5 candles, right? Yeah, that's correct. So you need when once candle breaks and closes past the structure, you have to have 5 candles. Like the fake out has to happen within the first 5 candles. So this right here broke past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th candle here broke past it. And then now from this candle here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If the entry doesn't fill within the first 5 candles, then you got to cancel the order. And that's how it is. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. Thanks, Vince. Yeah, my mouth was all over it. It kept telling me I had a wrong TP stop loss. I don't even know if it's filled right now because I don't see the lines on my chart, but we'll see. So I'm gonna try to get in. Hasn't filled yet. It's just like a ton of back and forth movement here. Let me check the 5-minute. All right, so we have another opportunity here, or actually not yet. We need a sell signal. Once we get the sell signal, we'll have another opportunity here for a momentum pullback scalp. We don't have it yet, but looks like it could be coming soon. Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. If it doesn't come up on the next candle, then there's no entry here for the high-low scalp V2. So it's got to come up on this candle or the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 20 seconds left on it. Looks like it filled, or did it fill? Yeah, it filled. So it looks like it's now running. I'll have to watch it. See where it's going. I don't know if it filled on my MT4. I'm looking at my MT4 and it doesn't look like it did. Well, I mean, I could be wrong. So anyways, I'm just going to watch it here. I don't know if I put in the order properly. I haven't put a pending order like with a specific price point in a long time. I usually just click on it and I have the pending sell stop there, like how we do before. But I wasn't really able to fill it. Or I don't see my profits here running on MT4. I was gonna try to enter it manually, but I didn't. Let's see. Okay, cool. So Marston's is running, Maddie's is running. I was gonna try to get into this manually, but it's hard because I don't want to get in at bad price. Let me see if I put my pending order like how I normally do. I just right click on the screen and I put my sell in there right there. It's weird because, okay, I'm trying to put it here, but it keeps saying buy limit. Before I was able to put a sell. I don't know. I'll have to figure this out. But anyways, I'm gonna watch it right now, guys, and then I'll see where this goes. And then maybe if it comes back down, I'll just hit manually enter for the sell. But these pending orders are kind of not used to putting pending orders at this specific. I wish they had like well, it would be easier if the price was the same because then you can just, I could input these numbers on there. But if the only difference I think would be if like it was just easier to enter the orders here on MT4. Anyways, I'm watching it. Let's go to the other chart. There's no sell signal yet, so we can't really take the momentum pullback. Okay, now we do. So we had a sell signal that just closed. There may be a momentum pullback scalp that might be coming up next. Let's check it 5 minute, nothing on the 5. Great, so right, the volatility is extremely low right now. Is there anything coming up soon? I don't know why it's so slow. It just died down all of a sudden. See, each candle here is about, it's moving like 10 to 20 points, which is super low. And the ATR is super high right now. The ATR is currently at 29, but each candle here is it's just these current candles right here that are moving super slow. All right, so it's running in profit. It's coming down. Oh, I'm actually in the position. My MT4 is just freezing. So I'm currently in it right now. It's in profit. It got in at the specific price point. That was weird because they didn't show my profits at the bottom for on the trade. Yeah, it's moving super slow. I think I'm gonna move my stop loss in profit, guys. If you guys want to hold on to it, feel free. I'm just gonna move it in profit just in case, whatever. But I'm gonna hold on to it. So now at this point, it's risk free. So just watching right there come down. That's too slow. I'm gonna pull out. This MT4 is tripping me out, guys. It's probably gonna hit TP almost there. The MT4 tripped me out because, I think it just didn't fill it initially when it came back up and it came back down. It finally, there you go, full TP. Fuck my life. Well, fuck me then. I pulled out for half TP, so I made 3,320. I was supposed to make 6,000 on that trade, but the volatility was low and just like the whole setup over here kind of threw me off because I put my pending order there and I didn't see the lines on my MT4 chart. Usually it has like 3 lines there. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not in the position. I turn around and I look back and it's like, okay, I'm in profit. And I'm like, what the hell? And I was actually in the position. The thing here, I was in the position, but I didn't have a TP stop loss. That was a problem. So the CP stop loss didn't set, but my order did fill. So that's what happened. So hopefully you guys like the strategy. I like the strategy a lot. This strategy, I've tested it all week, like for the past 2 or 3 weeks. It has no losses. That's crazy, right? No losses for this strategy. And it's a pretty big move. It's 300 pips. So I tested it back in September. It's not as great because the volatility wasn't as high, but I've tested this strategy throughout all of October and then like late September, and there's like no losses, like 0 losses. So yeah, this high-low scalp is pretty nice, and it's a 1-to-1, so that's another good thing. The thing is, I like the breakout V2, but the problem with it is that we always take the breakout V2 and the market's moving crazy, right? Like right here. This is not a good area to trade in. For this right here, it's very similar, but it just happens a little later. It happens like when the market's already stabilized. So if you guys made profit on that trade, great work. Looks like pretty much everybody did. I mean, everybody should have. There was no drawdown at all. So I'm gonna go over here, go ahead and take a screenshot of this real quick so that we can put this into our data sheets. It looks good. So there goes the entry for the high-low scalp V2. I think 2 of the staple strategies that we'll have will probably be the momentum pullback scalp, of course. And then other than that, we'll have the high-low scalp V2. Because they're pretty much the same strategy. It's just there's different entry points. This is looking for breaker structure. The other one's looking for momentum. So looks pretty solid. But yeah, again, I got to work on putting these pending orders in because I can't keep making mistakes like I did today. That was like, it's kind of scary because I don't want to be holding on to that position. It's a 200 lot size and there was no TP stop loss set. So luckily I pulled out on time because if I did it, yeah, it could have ended pretty badly, right? So anyways, let me go ahead and put this over here. This is one of our official trades, of course, and then put this in the spreadsheet over here for today. So wrong place. Today's the 6th, 10/6/23. Entry time for that, we held on to that trade for a long time. Entry came up at 716. All right. 716, it was for a sell, it was a win, 300 pips, solid. All right, let me put this over here in the official trade as well. So this here was a high-low scalp V2. Pretty solid. All right, I'm gonna feel a lot better when I take it the next time because the next time I won't be like kind of screwed around with like entering the trade. So the trade there played out pretty nice. I'm gonna give a little update in the group. Let's see, there may be another entry coming up. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. We got 3 levels right here that are just waiting. So if price does come back down, possibly may have an opportunity there. I'm gonna go ahead and update the Discord real quick. So OTP on the high-low scalp V2 for a gain of 300 pips. All right, so there goes the entry right there. It was a really smooth entry, guys. I mean, it wasn't smooth after it filled, but it was a smooth entry after it filled. Like immediately after it filled, it finally played through. The trend right now is currently kind of shifting a little bit. It hasn't confirmed the shift, but it is. It's kind of going back and forth. Yeah, Maddie said the strat was clean. Ben Harwick said, thanks, Sean. Have a nice weekend. Definitely, Ben Harwick. We'll see you back here on Monday. Marcin said he likes the high-low scalp V2. Definitely. Williamson enjoying the scalp. I'll have to review it more this weekend. Yeah, check it out. The more that you test it, if you go and back test it yourself, I think it'll make more sense. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people pulled out. Rashida got out, Vince got out. Let me check. If you guys posted profits, I'll take a look at your profits right now. So looking at our team over here, we have Gian total profit of 1,160 for the day, all wins. Nice work right there, Gian. Vince over here 355. We have Marcin total profit of 428. Nice work, Marcin. The thing that I like about this trade is that it has such a high TP that if you have one trade, it kind of covers your trade for like a whole week, basically. It's 300 pips. So I mean, it's pretty solid. Nice, Marston. So Marston said that he has an EA that he uses. You mark a price at the line, then set sell stop, buy stop. Nice. Wesley's asking if the strategy was covered in the previous mentoring session. No, because I just introduced this to you guys this week. So basically, I was looking at the high-low scalps because Maddie kept talking about high-low scalps. He was taking high-low scalps, and that's how he passed his Apex account. So I looked at the high-low scalps and I was like, okay, I need to look at like how to make this better, right? Because the strategy is already good as is. And then what I started to notice is that there's a lot of fake outs. It doesn't necessarily mean the trade's not going to work out, but sometimes you get fake outs. Like for example, here, you could have entered the trade right here immediately, and then it would have faked out, right? It probably would have went to your TP if you went only for 100 pips. But I was like, okay, how do I make this better so I can go for a bigger TP stop loss, right? So if you went for the original high-low scalp, this would be the entry right there, and that'd be your full TP, right? But I was thinking, okay, how do I make this bigger? Like, how do I go for a bigger move here? Because I know the move is probably going to be a lot better. So I figured out that, okay, these fake outs happen. So typically price break and close below the high-low, price retraces up, and then eventually it comes right back down, especially if the trend and the bias is very strong. Like for today, we had a very strong sell bias. So I was like, okay, if you take any sell here, you're probably going to get lucky no matter what, right? And that's why I thought of it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make some changes here, and that's how I made the changes. So we'll be covering it during the next mentoring session, Wesley. So I don't know if we'll have it this Monday, but next week for sure, like one of the days we'll have a mentoring session, and then I'll cover this in detail. But it's still in its testing phase, so there's still some changes that need to be made to it, but there will be. I mean, it's pretty good as is. I don't think there's much that needs to be changed. The only difference is on the 5 minute. I was looking at it on the 5 minute too, and it's very similar. There's just less requirements because it's on the higher time frame. So anyways, let me go and take a screenshot of my profits as well. So we got some more team profits here. We got Madhu, total profit of 2,072. Nice work, Madhu, on that profit there. It looks like he held it to full TP. So great work right there, Madhu, holding on to it. You trusted that and you let it run. You can see the green strip there, full TP. Nice work, Madhu. Maddie over here took the trade as well. Total profit of 330 per account. Nice work, Maddie. So total profit of 1,980. And then lastly, we have Kevin over here with a total profit of 804 for the day. 100% all wins. Nice work, Kevin. All right, so let me take a screenshot of my profits real quick. There's no entries for us to take at the moment because obviously you can see how price is currently moving. There's just nothing for us to take there. Let me just go and take my screenshot. I'm curious how much I made on that trade on my other accounts. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, all right. I was expecting a little more, but I forgot to close that trade halfway. So it's just slightly, I probably locked out at like 200 pips, if not a little less. All right. Yeah, the strategy is pretty good. So the high-low scalp V2, if we can get like from my back test, it had a pretty good win streak for like the past couple of weeks. I mean, that's crazy. If you have like a good win streak and you just have one win every single day for like, a couple of weeks, then you make a ton of profit, especially if you're letting them run to full TP. So it's over here. Okay. So I'm not going to take my individual screenshot of my profits just yet. I'll take them a little later, but I'll just show you guys what I took here. So All right, so here are all my accounts for the day. This is my first account, my funded engineer, logged in 1,500. This is my first FTMO worth 1,460, 1,460 on the second account, 1,460 on the third account. This is my main account, my 200K account, locked in 3,320. This is my second funded engineer account, locked in 745. This is my personal account, locked in about 500. And then here is my TFF. There's some slippage on my TFF. First account locked in 1,467, and my second account locked in 1,267. So that's what I locked in off this one trade right here. I mean, it's a pretty good day so far. If I add that up, let's see. So I locked in 1,500, 1,460, 1,460, 1,460, 3,320, 745, 495, 467. 1, 2, 6, 7. Damn, 13,000 today. That's crazy. Yeah, I could get used to this. Just taking like one trade, one high-low scalp V2, and making like about like 10K off just one trade. That's pretty solid. And that's across like all my accounts. So it's not just one account, but it's across 9 accounts: 1 personal, 2 funded engineer, 4 FTMO, and 2 TFF. So pretty solid. Yeah, man, so I can definitely get used to that too. Yeah, I know 100%. Marston's asking for the high-low scalp V2. No, use any high-low. So if you need to review that, just review the high-low scalp. If you pull up the spreadsheet too, you'll see it on there. Marston, it's any high-low. Or if you just look at the original strategy, you'll see that it's any high-low as well. So no need for any higher high or lower low. That's the only strategy that really uses that is the high-low momentum scalp. That one's completely different. So I think that's the only one that uses higher highs and lower lows. Everything else is just normal high lows. Yeah, no problem, Marcin. I'll go over it in detail on the next mentoring session. So guys, just remember, try to make the next mentoring session, because we're going to cover this stuff in detail, and I'll probably cover the 5-minute as well. Yeah, exactly. Marcin said, I'm still mixing strats, must focus on 1 or 2. Yeah, exactly, Marcin. Like, try to just focus on 1 or 2 strategies. Find one that you really like and just stick to that. Because if you keep mixing them up, it's gonna trip you up, and it's gonna open you up for mistakes. So just make sure to keep that in mind. All right, so we have the trend kind of shifted a little bit, so it's now kind of bullish. Not very bullish, but it's somewhat bullish for the most part. Let me go over here real quick. Momentum pullback scalp. Ross is asking, what does L4 mean? Level form. So I think yeah, looking at the requirements over here, all pivots above L4, which is level 4. I would put the color here, but everybody uses a different color for their pivots. So I just put level 4. If you go to your settings, it'll have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Mine's at red, and I just have it at level 4. So L4 means level form for the pivots. So basically, all pivots below for a sell, all pivots above for a buy. Vince said the V1 just hit. Nice. That's kind of a risky V1 though. I don't know if I'd take that because it's so high up, but it is overextended, so it's actually a good thing. Man, this market's kind of crazy, guys, how it's been moving. I have that pending order waiting for this like 1-hour entry. I'm probably not going to take it. Or I don't know. This could probably play through though, I think. I think if price does push up high enough, it'll probably come up to this point here and then bounce right back down. I think this is just a correction from, from the news this morning, because we had the NFP news. The NFP news was actually positive. So you look over here at the NFP news. That's why I was looking at that entry there. So NFP over here is super positive, right? Non-farm payroll and then private non-farm payroll, both positive. Everything else is negative though. The sentiment here is super high. So I think this will probably come down. I think for me personally, I think this will come back down. If you guys are looking for a bigger move, I wouldn't necessarily bank on this, but I would say that this is probably something that could play out. So anyways, back to our normal charts. Right, so Yeah, this is way too overextended. I mean, there's a momentum pullback scalp here. So if you guys are looking to take a momentum pullback scalp, this is extremely overextended. If you measure from this lower low right here up to this point, it's overextended 2,240 pips. I would definitely not take any entries here. But I mean, if you guys really want to take a trade right now, this would be the entry point. But I mean, I don't think it's worth the risk personally, guys. But the entry would be right there. So price pushed up, we had a buy signal, price pushed up, the trend is bullish. This retracement candle right here pulled back. The entry would be right here at the 20 mark. So I mean, not to say that it did hit. So it went straight to TP. I don't know if anybody caught it, but it went straight to TP. For me personally, I think this would be too risky. So I don't want to take it, or I wouldn't want to take it. But if you guys did take it, you know, the strategy still works. It just depends on how much you trust it. I trust it to a certain extent, even though it's my strategy, I still trust it to a certain extent, especially on NFP day. And then also when price is overextended like 2,000 pips. So if you guys wanted to take the momentum pullback scalp strategy, you guys can see it works perfectly fine. It just depends on how thick of skin you have, just in case something like this might just, you know, go opposite. But yeah, this is our main strategy. So this is our main official strategy that we look for pretty much every day. Everything else is testing. I think our other main strategy will be the high-low scalp V2. There's actually another opportunity right here that just came up. I don't know if anybody's looking to take it. I'll just follow for now. I don't really feel comfortable taking any more buys at the moment because price is so overextended. If it wasn't this overextended, I would have been more like I'd have been more okay with taking it, but right now I just don't feel comfortable taking the trade. This high low is already done with. So it looks like it's going to fill right there if you guys are looking to take it. Yeah, I didn't get into it. I'm just watching it. And it looks like it's going to hit. Yeah. I'm pretty satisfied with my profits for the day, guys. So I think I'll keep looking for entries, but I think I'm going to sit out myself personally. It's a crazy day to be trading right now for NFP. I'm happy with what I locked in. I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to hold off on taking the entries. But it looks like this one's going to play through too. So again, right here, guys, we had a bullish trend. Price pushed up. It broke right here. Faked out right there. And it came right back for entry right here. And now it is running in profit. So I'm not in this position, but I'll follow it and I'll document it if it does, you know, end up closing out. It's all for documentation purposes because, you know, the more that we document these trades and journal them, the more confident we'll be with the next entries that do come up. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said he's more than happy with what he locked in for today and for the week. Yeah, same here, Maddie. I'm cool. That's what I locked in. Looks like it's in a TP. See, like this is the type of entry that we want to be in. Like we want it to fill and go straight to TP. We don't want what happened in the last trade where it filled and then it just kind of BS for a while, right? That's why I don't feel comfortable with taking the entry because for one, it's overextended, and then two, we had a previous entry which kind of went sideways for a long time before it blasted right through. So there we go, another full TP right there, guys. I'm going to go and document this trade. It's not going to be one of the official trades because I didn't take it. Again, you know, I want to be 100% transparent with you guys. I only document the trades over here if I'm taking them. If I have a profit to show for it, then I'll document it here. But since I didn't take the trade, it's not going to be one of the official trades. It's just going to be one of the trades over here that we're going to add to the spreadsheet. So this entry came up at, let's see, 738. So you guys can see this strategy is very lucrative. Like if you took both entries today, that's 600 pips. Like that would have been $12,000 in one of my accounts if I would have taken both. And you don't have to take them in one direction. You can see over here, we took it for a buy. It was also a win. And it met criteria. Yeah, if you got two full TPs on that, that's two back-to-back full TPs for 300 pips each. This is a one-to-one strategy. The thing that I'm okay with this is because most of our strategies already have a 300 pip stop loss anyways. So, you know, having 300 pips as a win, this is like 3 wins for us for one of the entries. But yeah, it was a pretty smooth move right there, straight to full TP. And yeah, I mean, if you guys took it, solid. Yeah, William said, geez, I really like this high-low scalp V2. I have a road trip in an hour. I'm printing the scalp method and looking over it. Yeah, I know the entry was nice. Yeah, William said, geez, look at that entry money. Yeah, it was like this is such a smooth entry because the thing is you're waiting for the fake out. So like all the BS like movement happens over here already. And when it comes back to retest, it goes right through. So I really like this strategy. I think this strategy is going to be, well, I already can see it as one of our staples. The only thing that I have to look out for is, so this strategy works good in directional markets, right? Like right now, we're in the fall season, so price is directional. It goes down and it goes down for a while. So when it breaks high lows, it's like smooth, right? It goes down in that direction. And then same with the opposite direction, price goes up, it continues to climb. This is good during like the fall season, winter season, and spring season, but in the summer, we're probably not going to get moves like this. So in the summer, we'd probably revert back to just the momentum pullback scalps. But right now, these are good because market is trending. So again, that's another reason why I'm taking I'm documenting all my trades here. So you can see all of my trades for the year, right? You can see like during the summer, like early summer, the only strategy we applied was the high-low momentum scalp. All right, we applied that strategy pretty much every single day because the market was going sideways. The market is now moving directional, so we're applying the breakout V2, momentum pullback scalp, counter scalp, high-low scalp V2, etc. So this data is going to be super useful for us next year. So when it hits January next year, we already know what strategies to use, right? And we're just going to keep hitting profits over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm doing this. This is going to be super beneficial for us. I mean, it's already beneficial for us, but it's going to be even better, moving forward into next year. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I think I'm going to wrap it up a little early today since I'm done trading. I don't really think that anybody should be sitting in on the market too late today. It's NFP, so there's no need to linger on the market. The last thing you want to do is throw away your profits you made this week. Like for this week so far, I had no losses. Just straight wins for this week. I had two trades on Tuesday, one trade on Wednesday, one trade on Thursday, and then one trade today. There's two trades that came up, but I only took one. And what I'll do here is I'll just take individual screenshots of my profits as I wait for any last minute questions. But I think we're going to wrap this up a little early. There's only 15 minutes left in the market. I'm not expecting another high-low scalp to come up from now until then, right? It's not going to happen. Yeah, definitely, Marcin. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a nice weekend as well. I'm going to go and take my individual screenshots and then we'll wrap this up. And I'm excited. I'm excited because we basically have two official strategies to use for the next couple months. So from now until say May, we have two pretty much staples: momentum pullback scalps and the high-low scalp V2s. I'm just thinking of all the profits we're going to make this last quarter. Q4 is kind of tough for people because the market changes from summer to fall, and people don't know how to react to the market because the market does move a lot differently. Well, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know that by now. And find it engineer. I have so many accounts now. My personal. And then my TFF, of course, my TFF, which gave me two different profits. Actually, TFF gave me decent. They take a lot of fees. So TFF, my first account actually gave me 1,500. It shows 1,467 because they do charge hella and commissions and stuff. Yeah, the profits weren't that bad. They're actually decent. It's just the fees are so high. All right, so let me just post this up real quick and then we'll wrap this up for the day. All right, so we got, let's see what we got over here. Let's see, Madhu's asking, there's another entry running right now. It's kind of hard to tell. I was looking at that too, Madhu, this one up here. Or I mean, I guess, yeah, if you're looking at this right here, so yeah, you're right. It's like really close though. So I don't like taking entries when they're super close like that, but yeah, price broke above right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So depending if you classify this one right here, Madhu, it was like literally on the line. If you classify that one, then yeah, there'd be another entry running. And it would have went straight to TP, looks like, or it's still running. This one over here wouldn't hit the criteria because 5 candles already passed. So this candle right here broke and closed past it. And you're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be too late. But yeah, depending on like where you would have identified it. I personally wouldn't identify this one because it's just too close to the line. I gotta have to like zoom in, like super zoom in to make sure if it closed below. And I'm not gonna do that, right? Because it's literally on the line. So yeah, I mean, depending on the person, right? Sometimes people like, if it's super close like that, they'll just count it as a break and close below. But for me personally, you know, I'm conservative, so I wouldn't have counted that. So it just depends on the person. I used to take trades like this. So I used to take trades like this and I would start to get burned and I would like, it would kind of upset me because I'm like, why am I losing these trades? And I looked and it was like, because these trades never really confirmed. But I mean, it would have been a nice entry. So that'd be crazy. If that was the case, there would be 3 entries today from 6:30 to 8, like within a 1.5 hour period, there was 3 entries and that'd be 900 pips. That's pretty crazy because like 900 times, I don't want to think about it. That's too much profit. I don't even want to think about it because then I'm gonna start getting greedy because I make 6,000 per trade. That's 3 trades. 6,000 times 3. That's 18,000 on my 200K account. So I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna think about it. If it happens and we have 3 back-to-back entries like this on one day, well, I'm just gonna let it happen. We'll see when it comes time. But anyways, let me post up my profits real quick. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. And then, you know, we'll continue on with what we need to cover here before we wrap it up for the day. Yeah, Medusa, yeah, it's crazy profit. Yeah, you know, just thinking about because I didn't think, like when I was looking at this strategy, I was thinking about maybe just taking it once a day. But the thing is, it comes up multiple times a day. So like on a day like this, where there's high volatility, then there's so many opportunities to get into the trade. I just got to get quick with posting my, setting my pending orders because it's a pending order type strategy and I'm not used to that. I'm used to just entering right away. So this is my funded engineer number 1 account. I locked in 1,500. Here is my first FTMO account. Sorry, first FTMO account, total profit of 1,460. My second one, same thing, 1,460. Here is my third account, 1,460. And then this is my main account where I execute all my trades. This is my 200K FTMO account, locked in 3,320. So FTMO 200K. This is my second funded engineer account, locked in 745. And here is my personal account. I locked in 507. Here is my first TFF account, locked in 1,500. And here goes my second TFF account, locked in 1,300. So they hit me with a lot of fees on those accounts. So that's why I kind of knocked it down a little bit, but it is what it is. I'm glad they gave me profit and they gave me some negative like they did the other day. All All right, guys. So I think that might be it for the day. I took one trade for the day, so that's pretty much it. 7:51. I'm not really expecting any more trades from now until 8. So I think we're pretty much good. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me. You can email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn the strategies, go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. It'll give you access to the course. Again, if you guys are new to the Discord and you guys just joined, I know a lot of you guys are just getting into the Discord. Make sure that you go to the top right here where it says Kodi Kai Trades and click on show all channels. If you don't have that checked, you're only going to have the active channels. But if you click on this here where it says show all channels, it'll show you every channel that we have. So if you have that, if you go down to Trading Journal, has all my trades from 2023, breakout V2 results, momentum counter scalp, intraday scalp, now the high-low scalp V2, which is going to be very useful for us, and the high-low momentum scalp, which we kind of just discontinued. The original high-low momentum scalp worked, but this here, for on open is not necessarily the best one. So we're not really going to apply that anymore. But if you guys wanted to apply, the original strategy works fine with a 10-30 split. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you guys back